Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, Baggage Claim? How you guys doing today? Thank you so much for listening to us and joining in. If you're new here, grab your favorite drink, pull up to the table with us, and get ready for some good conversations. And hopefully you get to experience some community along with us. Baggage Claim is a place where we just welcome everybody to the table to let's just have a conversation. Let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about relationships and blended families and not blended traditional families, or even if you're just single out there and you're trying to figure out how to make your relationships better.
Or just being a person in the world.
Let's just
That's hard to do.
enjoy time around the table, and we're just going to do this. So whatever your favorite drink is, grab it, take a deep breath.
Pull up a chair.
Yeah, pull up the chair, proverbially maybe, and just...
You can physically pull up your chair if you're near
sitting at
us.
the table, if you're riding in the car, man, just think about sitting at the table with us,
Yeah.
and let's jump into some fun
Pull up
conversations
a
tonight.
chair to this beautiful table that
So-
was done by...
My good old friend Wes
Yeah.
and brother Jack.
Brother Jack.
So anyway, let's jump into really quick because I'm really excited about this topic. But I want to do question time.
Question time.
That's our professional singer. We hired him to be in here
I
in the
ruined it.
studio.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
You nailed it.
No,
So
you did phenomenal.
and if you didn't catch, we're continuing the conversation on emotional intelligence, and I
This
posed
is
a
actually
question. This is part
episode number
2.
2.
Yes, if you didn't
Part
catch
2.
episode 1, hit pause, go back and listen to 1, and jump back into 2.
Actually, that was 36, so this would be 37. OMG, we're almost in the 40s.
So
What are we doing?
Question
time. So let's jump into question. All right, so sorry, I got distracted
Sorry,
there.
I did too. I got
Squirrel.
excited.
So I proposed the question: where's the most interesting place you've
No, the first
ever?
question
No.
When you go to the bath, this was when you
Yeah,
said
when you
it.
go to the bathroom, do you make a nest?
Absolutely, yes.
100%.
Every time.
All the time. You've
I'm
never
a
just.
girl.
Should we define how you
You-
make the nest?
Okay,
Because that makes a
wait.
difference.
No, we're not getting into that
We're not
because
getting
we're
into
going to the
that.
second question.
Okay, wait.
I don't want details. Yes or
That's
no?
okay.
Yes or no?
Both.
Both what?
Yeah, what? How is that a both? You either make a nest or you don't.
If you're in a civilized place where there's toilet paper and it's a sit-down potty, you make a nest. If it's like a porta-john, gross, public world situation and there's not enough toilet paper, or you just don't even want to get your bottom near anything, a lot of the time now they have a handle in the
You
door
got that squatty potty.
for us so that we can hold on, and you can hover, but you can hold on. So no, I will not.
Okay, first off, have you ever used a porta-john?
Yes.
What, like a concert?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That'd be about the only circumstance in which I would use a porta-john.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or maybe
so,
like North Georgia, we have lots of fall festival situation. There's porta potties there.
all right, moving past that.
All right, makes sense.
Most interesting place
Mo-
you've ever
moving on,
used.
moving on.
Well,
He just
because we
chewed me
we
off.
only have 5 minutes and we can't get caught
Yeah,
in the
we
details
got
of
5
your
minutes.
nest.
Damn.
All right, you described to us how many nest
I didn't.
lanes you put down.
I didn't.
I know, it's because I cut you off. Most interesting place. Give it to me.
I literally not an
You
interesting. No.
Mine just, outside. Like
I mean, yeah, like an
just
outside.
camping
Yeah.
out with no like running
Go-
water.
No,
Nope.
so
You need the
I
microphone.
I think our unnamed
Marketing Miranda.
Miranda is gonna
I
go.
don't know. I don't have a good title for you yet.
So it's weird.
go put
But
the mic to
I
your mouth. There you go.
I'm new to this. It was monsooning outside. I was with one of my best friends from high school. And we were sorry.
Weren't you in
Hold the mic close.
Miranda, weren't you in college?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had a little too much to drink and it was monsooning outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said that.
Absolutely
Yeah, it's
amazing.
it's raining. Gotcha.
Yes. And I had to pee. There's no bathrooms in a barn. Because,
It's a
Barn.
barn.
There's a window.
but there was a window. So I opened it and I peed out a window.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mother of our
Well,
granddaughter.
It's one way.
I used to, back in the day, way back in the day, when I was a student pastor, or next gen pastor, they call them now. I used to travel and speak a lot at like disciple nows or weekend retreats or different
Oh
things.
my gosh, I know what you're about to
And
say.
so I had this thing I used to really like to do, and I haven't done it in a while, which is, it's kind of sad. You walk away from things you used to really love.
Wow.
But I had this thing, I called it to get naked. So I would I'd completely disrobe and use the restroom.
But where was that restroom?
But I would try to use the restroom in every. Most of these pastors have private bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yep.
And because they don't like using I guess the pastors above using the public bathroom. And so I made it my goal was to try to, every time I would go speak, I would hit all the pastors' private bathrooms that I would take.
That.
I get naked in every single one of theirs.
The people that were closest to you that would go with you would call it take a peck.
Yeah, I called it get naked, and they called it taking a peck, is what they named
brilliant.
it as. And it became a thing with
gosh, I forgot about that.
It's so sad, but it was my leadership team went there. They would call it taking a peck. They'd be like, "What'd you take with that? Where'd you?" And so that's just something
That's actually quite epic.
Because it was challenging to get into those bathrooms.
Oh, no, for sure. Those are like coveted places.
Yeah.
Like
you barely could get into the pastor's office. To get into the pastor's bathroom, I still don't know why so many pastors have their own private bathroom.
It doesn't make
It's
sense.
weird.
The first church I ever served at, I had my own private bathroom connected to my office. And I had to guard that thing because people would always try
would try to take a peck in it.
People like me would try to take a peck there.
People like you would try to take a peck and literally
I'm just telling you, don't knock it till you try to. Keep your socks on, but that's it. Socks and a smile, and just have a good time. It's so freeing. But anyway, with that being said, and jumping right into,
That's your father-in-law,
so welcome to Baggage Claim, I guess.
Yep, welcome, y'all.
So
welcome to
we
it
just
all.
want to be real because we are real people.
We are.
We'd
love to meet you in real life.
In our podcast studio, just talking about marriage and relationships.
Podcast studio, aka our home.
It's
slightly detached.
This is enough to call it a studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, we got these
we've all
acoustic
put a
tiles
lot
on
of work.
We don't have these in our house.
We don't.
In the regular part of our house.
And it's only a studio once you put up acoustic treatment.
You put up acoustic treatment?
It's legit.
Done.
Bona fide.
Ooh, that sound. I can't make that sound.
Done.
Why can boys make sounds girls cannot?
Because we...
Can you make...
that? Do I really need to answer that on...
Can you make gun sounds? Go. Do it. Make gun sounds.
Like...
Well, that's what we do. Y'all can do like actual.
Depends on what you want. Like, do you want like a machine gun?
Yeah, I know. Are we talking
you
like
want a 30-06 rifle, 9mm?
This is what I'm talking about.
Tell me what's up.
Yeah, what are we talking? SIG here? What kind of brand name do you need? Yeah.
See, we can't do that.
You can't do that.
No. If I do, I'll look like an idiot. See,
like
I would do.
That's like a 50 cal over there.
And she's talking about looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miranda. With love.
Oh my gosh. You just
you
started
just
back.
got
I know, you just
Can't
came
quit. All right, anyway. I need a drink. Hold on.
So, talking about emotional intelligence. After we're all making sound effects.
Perfect.
That is a great transition into emotional intelligence. So, this is part 2 of emotional intelligence, and we talked about umbrella protection. We're going to talk about what does that mean? What does that look like? Let's even define what
Michael,
that is.
can you sing a song about it?
Under my umbrella.
Thank you.
Ella.
Yeah, we have, just so you guys know, we have professionals in the studio.
We do.
Sorry,
We do.
I'm done.
Okay, well, are you going to keep going?
He's literally professional. My career expired a long time ago.
Wow. I
a
don't
good
know how
song.
to transition into this into like a serious conversation about
It's okay.
emotional intelligence.
So we were talking about emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
and then you said I don't know how to transition. I'm working on it, and you're
She's
like,
she's
yeah.
nailing it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So stop talking is what Greg said. I'm going to keep going. And so you said sometimes in conversations when we're talking about where we are emotionally and we're not sure how to label what we're feeling, you have said in the past, like, I need an umbrella of protection because I need to share where I'm at. And then we can move forward after that.
Yeah, usually an umbrella protection, in my sense, the way that I've used it, or use it, and you can use it any way you want, is basically the idea of saying, hey, I'm about to share something that's very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure I agree or believe the way I feel or think,
I just got to get it out.
but this is what I want to say right now. And so
Mhm.
I'm saying that in the sense of I need some protection in the idea of like, this is not my stamp. I 100% agree with this, believe this. This is I'm going to be vulnerable and say some things that may be hard for us to hear, process, or work through. What did you
Sorry,
just
I
drop?
dropped my fidget toy. I have to have a fidget in my hand the whole time we record every single episode, and I dropped it. So it's okay. I will
Okay.
say, though, when you started engaging your umbrella of protection, that was actually very helpful for me because it helped me understand that what you were trying to share was not filtered, or you weren't trying to say it in a protecting my feelings kind of way. It was very much this is how I feel right now, and I haven't fully processed it yet, but I got to talk about it.
Yeah, I process my emotions and feelings out loud.
You do.
Like I like to talk through them.
Yeah.
Like I want to do that out loud, and sometimes I need to do it by myself.
Yeah.
But I do like to do that. Not everybody does that, and so
No.
sometimes it can be very, very dangerous. Another word for saying umbrella protection would be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like you're choosing to be vulnerable. And I'm going to choose to be vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just asking you, please don't throw stones. Please don't
Let me just
throw
say
sticks
it.
at me right
It's
now.
like a parlay.
Yes, as they would say
Okay.
in
Pirate
the
code.
Pirates of the
code.
Caribbean.
Parlay.
I want to watch those movies now so bad.
You call it a parlay, call it an umbrella, call it vulnerable, whatever you want to call it.
I will
This
say
is a hard step.
it is a hard step. And I was just about to say, I will say that I appreciate this part of the step of emotional intelligence because I want to process a lot of emotions in my own head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not healthy all of the
Why?
time.
Okay, why?
Well,
Unpack that.
because I will believe myself.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I'm going to say to myself what I believe, and then I'm going to tell myself that I'm right. And then I'm also going to tell myself all of the reasons why I'm right.
Hmm.
And
Isn't it
that,
interesting the way the brain will
yeah.
support whatever crazy notion you have? And sometimes they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And well,
Like a self-validation.
yes. And that's what the world wants us to believe. Of we are right, and this is all the reasons why I'm right, and I want to feel this, and you have to agree with me because this is what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, here's what I'm feeling, and I want to express that to you with my umbrella of protection, but also I want to hear your point of view, Greg, as to why maybe I might not be right. I don't have to like it that I'm not right. But I want to know why you feel like here's the places where I might not. Like there's like a void of understanding, I guess. Of, okay, and it's the acknowledgement part too, because in that umbrella part, there's the acknowledgement, like, okay, I understand what okay, understanding is a different part. I hear what you're saying.
Right.
And let me use your phrase. Help me understand why you feel that way, so that I can kind of meet you in the middle.
Right.
Meeting in the middle does not always mean conceding.
Yeah.
It means like, okay, I get it now, where my fault is and where I feel like you might have this or that. It's the meeting in the middle part.
Yeah.
Is what we're after.
Yeah. Because we're talking about feelings, we're talking about emotions,
Mm-hmm.
talking about a lot of those, and it's a roller coaster ride. Like we all know that if you've been alive more than 5 minutes, you know that that's a roller coaster ride. Like there's ups, there's downs, there's crazy parts. They're all over the place, and we're not saying that feelings are bad, and I'm not saying that the way you're feeling is like when you may be upset. I'm not trying to say, well, that's stupid. You shouldn't feel that way.
Well, feelings are good regardless because it's not even like a bad necessarily. It could even be literally just as simple as, why are you so excited about what's fixing to happen? Or why are you so excited about this plan? Like, I don't understand that. Like, help me understand why you're so excited about ABC. I want to be there with you, but you should also, on the flip side, want to be like, help me understand why that hurt you, because I want to understand that with you.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah. And sometimes you're vulnerable together.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, myself, I think being vulnerable is a huge, huge plus if you can be that way.
Yeah.
The world tells us not really to be vulnerable because there's this thing with vulnerability that comes hand in hand with that, and that's trust. Like, if I'm being vulnerable to you, I'm trusting you with some pretty fragile things.
What part
Like,
of being vulnerable, though, do you think weakness plays in that?
what do you mean?
Is there some kind of correlation of being vulnerable means you're being weak?
I think a lot of people think that.
Yeah.
For me, I'm okay probably being more vulnerable because two things.
Yeah.
One, I
Well,
feel
let me
like
say, I like how you went straight to vulnerable means I'm trusting you. When society would tell us, or the world might tell us, that being vulnerable means weak.
well, we're vulnerable on this podcast
We
for
sure
anybody
are.
to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, we've shared things on this podcast that, I mean,
Some of our friends and even
Ye-
some of our distant family members have not heard.
no. And I've shared things on here that
Yeah.
are very, very deeply personable, and it's like, yeah, I'm being very vulnerable because I think there's value in that. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the leader, follow me, but I think we can't expect other people to be vulnerable if we're not going to be vulnerable ourselves.
No.
And so for me, it's like, I'm going to show you, like, I'm okay to say this.
Yeah.
I'm okay to tell you where I'm at. I'm okay to be here. I'm okay to tell you when things suck and they're sucky. I'm okay with that. And I think,
and just because things suck doesn't mean I don't like you anymore.
no, but I think it's also too, I think when you're vulnerable, when you can be vulnerable, you're kind of comfortable in your own skin. And it goes back to that.
That's so hard to do.
Yes, it goes back to that being in that silence what we talked about just a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
10 minutes of silence can change your marriage and your relationships. Like, be okay with yourself and who you are and how you think and how you operate. And I am. It's messy. It's crappy. It's not. I say things I shouldn't say sometimes. My mouth moves way before my mind does sometimes. And it puts me in some weird spots.
But then on the other side, like what you just said, but like my mouth moves a lot slower than my brain does. And so there's that whole connection in the middle that's hard because, and you and I are a lot alike in a lot of ways, but we are very, very different in some really blaring ways.
Well, I say things when I'm around other people and I'm just get lost in the moment of relationship. I'm a people guy.
You
And
get
I get caught up.
excited.
I get
You
excited and
do.
fun. I'll
You
say
do.
stupid things, not inappropriate things.
No, you just
But
get
when it
carried
comes to
away.
us in a relationship, I try to be very, very intentional
You are.
about what I say and what I do, especially when I'm being vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just it's one of those things. I think if you really want to take your relationship, like, this is one of those things. I'm like, if you want to learn how to take your relationship to the next level,
Yeah.
like truly go, I want to elevate this and make it next level. Know your emotions and be extremely vulnerable with your significant other.
Yeah.
Like, vulnerable, like, it will open up windows for you with that person that it's hard for me to describe.
It is.
It really is.
It is
And
hard.
so,
Well, in the previous episode, right before this one, the part 1, I talked about how it was really hard for me to get to the point to be able to name the emotion I was feeling, much less what to do with it next.
yeah.
And that's part of, I feel like, the umbrella of protection too. I don't use that phrase. That's your phrase in our relationship, but it's still the same thing, even if I don't use that specific phrase, because for me, it's hard, like I just said, to get to the place where I can name it, because then even another level of being vulnerable is like, okay, now that I've named it, what do I do with this?
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, and then what?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, I'm feeling this, and whether it be with you and I or in another situation with another person, this is what I'm feeling, and I don't know what to do about it.
Right. And sometimes that's probably one of the best things to say.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be, that's the being vulnerable part that's hard.
Yeah.
Be like, we're in this situation, and this is not pretty for either of us, and I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know how to make it better.
And not pretty can even mean like, for me and you, if it's not pretty, it was like, okay, I'm feeling like I messed up and I didn't mean to mess up. And so now what? Or on the flip side, it can be like, in this outside of our marriage, in this specific like professional relationship, I feel like I'm right.
Yeah.
And that can be very vulnerable, saying, I feel like I'm right. But then now what do I do with it? I'm not going to be a jerk about it or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like, okay, what's the feeling I'm feeling? Why is it important? What does it mean to me in this whole thing? And then what?
There are two, I don't know if I should share this because we're talking about vulnerability, but these are very vulnerable moments for me in our marriage. And I think I've shared these here. I'm not sure if I have or not, but they're highly emotional for me because they're very vulnerable moments. There's two times that are just, man, they're just they marked me. One time was we were going through a really we had a rough patch financially. Like it was tough for a while. There's been two times where it's just really, really tough. One time you were really sick, and you need to go to the doctor, and we had no money. And I
Yeah.
remember sitting in our closet, and man, I was wrecked. Like
Yeah.
I was just emotionally shot, and I that was my vulnerability, just me. Like sitting there, just I was sobbing, just crying because I'm like, what kind of husband am I? What kind of a leader am I in our house that I can't even provide for my wife when she's sick? I
Yeah.
can't even take her to the doctor. And that was horrible. The second time was when that vulnerability was with you, and our bank account was done, and we had a bunch of little kids at home, and it's back. Tells you how dated it was. We wrote a bad check.
You can
We
still
knew the
write
check.
checks in the world.
Yeah, we knew this check was bad, and this is before they could check it and tell you if there was money in there. But we wrote a check that was bad so we could buy groceries for our kids, so we could eat that week.
Yeah.
And I remember, I remember that moment, sitting in the car with you. It's one of those moments that marks you,
Yeah.
but you're also like, I'm not saying go write bad checks. That's not what
No,
I'm saying.
we're not
But
saying that.
But at the same moment, I remember sitting in that car and something happened between us
Yeah.
that day that changed us.
Well, because now when we talk about the the bad check memory, if we tell that story, typically not today, it's not always an emotional point, because in the car
Well, we at a point where we just
we're like,
we
we're
looked at each
doing
other
this.
and we're just like, what did we just do?
We have 4 little people to feed. They have no idea that there's not enough money in the bank to cover this check. But what they do know is when we come home and they get to help us unload groceries, because Callie girl was old enough for the rest of them to stay at home with her. When we get home with this car full of groceries, they're like, we're having our favorite things to eat this week, and they got us so-and-so for lunch, and blah, 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 blah. They had no idea. So
Yeah.
it was such a paradigm. I don't know if that's the word. It was like for us, it was like rip our heart out. This is where we're at. But on the flip side, they had no idea.
But that could have took, when I talk about being umbrella protection and vulnerable,
100%.
it's literally one of those things like you could have looked at me and being like, how dare you? You're not the man you should be. You should be providing for our family. You should be doing this, and this. I could have said the same thing to you. Why are we buying this? Why are we buying that? We don't need that. But we just sat in the car and we just kind of had a moment where we kind of cried and we were kind of upset. And then we just looked at each other and we just started laughing. And
Yeah.
we're just like, you know what?
Here we are.
If we can't be happy when we have nothing in the bank, we're never going to be happy with money in the bank.
Yeah.
And so
And
made
we have
that
said-
decision changed
It did.
the way we looked at a lot of things. I'm not saying be broke. I mean, hear me. Look past those things.
It's
and
not
you-
about money. And
No.
that's what we learned really, really early on in our marriage is if we, like you just said, if we can't be happy with little, we're not going to be happy with more. But the times where we've had little, we can look back on those times and with joy, because it wasn't about the little versus more. It was like, no, we're looking at the things that are important.
But that was the idea of knowing
Yes.
those emotions, man, trying to sort through all those, work through all those. And we did.
We did.
And we made the money that week and we covered the check and I went out and hustled and found some side
As
gigs.
you always do.
And we made the money and we covered it. At the time we didn't.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
just like
It's fine.
opportunities happen. Yeah. It's just
It's
like
fine, everything's fine.
but the idea is that in those things we started learning really, really early.
What matters.
Yeah, this is an emotional roller coaster. But we never threw rocks at each other. Like we were never going to be mean. I never called you names. You never called me names, and which was, man, because I'm telling you, as a husband, you want to talk about feeling like a failure.
Right.
That's it. When you can't feed your kids or you can't take your wife to the doctor when she's sick because you're broke, you're just like, what am I doing? Like,
And bless your heart,
and
I
it's
get
not
sick
about
a lot
money.
because of my job.
What you do
working
now.
with little
Yeah.
germy kids.
So, but we're not there now.
We're not.
we're in a different place.
No,
but
we're
I'm
definitely
just
not.
saying that's part of our journey. But that's the umbrella sometimes that you hold and you say, hey, this is a very hard moment for me to share. This is a very hard thing for me to open up and say, but I want you to hear it.
Yeah.
And I want you to know it because I know if I share that with you, it takes us to a different place. And so there's a lady, she did a TED talk and it's about vulnerability. If you get a chance, go check it out.
She's an author too. She has some really good books.
Yeah, and I'm not
too.
saying I 100% agree with everything she says. This is a really cool talk. It's a really thought-provoking. It's about vulnerability. Her name's Brene Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that correct.
You did.
And so
Well done.
she did a TED talk that was on vulnerability that was just really phenomenal, and it's worth a listen. It's had about 30 million downloads or listens. So I mean, it's been around. So check it out if you haven't. It's one of those really cool things to listen to. But it's just
I haven't heard it.
There's
So-
such value in that.
But what? Tell me a little bit about what she talked about.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean, I heard some of her talk too when she was on. I'm a huge fan of another podcast called The Diary of a CEO. And
He has a really cool accent.
God, I love his podcast. But she was just recently on there. Super cool. Which led me to I didn't get all the way through her TED talk because it's been busy the last few days. So go check it out, listen to it. She's on if you want to. I mean, here I am pushing other podcasts off my podcast. But Diary of a CEO, she's on there. and
What
you
was
actually
it that
can-
you wanted to share about what Brene
I'm
said?
just saying vulnerability is a huge part of growing and it's a healthy part of who we are.
Yeah.
That we don't talk about. If you want to be a really healthy version of yourself in your relationships, be vulnerable. It's hard, but
It
be
is
there.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, and I know I referenced this before, but I can say just because of your life experience before we got, not just life, but professional experience before we got married, I've experienced a lot of growth with obviously emotions and processing and why I feel the way I do in certain situations, or even like processing like my past grief and things like that, helps me even now be able to, I mean, I'm a team lead for my grade level currently, and we've experienced some change in some curriculum choices with our leadership, and it's been quite it was a surprise because we're a third of the way through the school year. And so it was like we're changing gears real fast. And so it's been like it changes the first part of our whole teaching part of our day. And so for a teacher, if you're not a teacher listening to us, when you change how we do things, it's hard because teachers, 9 times out of 10, we want to be in control and what we're actually teaching our children in our classroom. And so when you change that, it's like, oh wait, I thought I knew what I was doing. And then when you change it real fast, it's like you sweep our feet out from under us. And so then with our current change that we're going through now, I have a point, I promise.
Where are we going?
I'm going.
Okay.
So, as I've been talking about the change with my team, I've tried to deliver that with a confidence and an encouragement. And so it's almost like I'm trying to protect them with an umbrella that is my own. And my teammates are like, well, because of the way you're talking to me about it makes me feel more confident. And so it's kind of like a reverse umbrella protection, if that makes any sense. But it's almost like as you're talking to your spouse or who you're in a relationship with, and you're identifying with how you're feeling and thinking about how they are feeling.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's okay. Value how each other is feeling, whether it be professional or personal, because feelings are real.
That's it.
That's where I'm at right now
Okay.
in my heart.
Can I interject with that?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I'm hearing very much what you're saying.
Thank you.
And a lot of things in my experience, when you become vulnerable, first off, it's scary.
It is scary.
It is scary because you're opening a part of yourself that most nobody, if not everyone, does not know about you.
Right.
Right.
You don't want them to know sometimes.
You don't, yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it reveals your own weaknesses.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, and I know this is it's a silly connection, but you think parlay, right? You've got like these two enemy forces that are coming together. You're gonna have to show your weaknesses. You know, you got to put down your guns. You got
Yeah.
to put down your ammunition so that you can come together and talk and collaborate towards an end result.
Well, as I was speaking just then, and I know there was like awkward silences and pauses, like I was being very vulnerable just then, and my own self and my brain was like, stop talking, stop. And I knew I had a point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for you, Michael, and you, Greg, to pick up on that, because we do that to our own selves in real life. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Like, that's where I was in my own brain, hearing my own self saying, stop. Stop.
Well, and it can be easy. And I think this is why the whole umbrella of protection is such an important thing. One, to be able to communicate universally amongst you and whoever you're talking with, whether it be a spouse or a working relationship,
Yeah.
is to say, hey, maybe give me some grace in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe not throw the stones at me right now while I'm wrestling this hard thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even what, Greg, you were saying before, like, hey, I may finalize these thoughts and in 2 hours completely disagree with what I'm about to say right now. But I've got to work through this.
Yeah.
So I think this whole concept of an umbrella of protection, I think it goes both ways. You know, if you have a
100%.
spouse that comes to you and says, hey, can you grant me an umbrella of protection for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
I think if that were said to me, I should be overly intentional to not judge, to not throw things back in their face,
Correct.
to
Mhm.
not take these vulnerable moments and use it against them in
Yeah.
their moments of weakness.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not
Because the
something to
whole
take and log away and go, I'm
It's
going to
not
bring
a-
this up next time.
absolutely.
It's not
Well,
a
the whole
weapon.
purpose of
Yeah.
being vulnerable in these ways is to acknowledge where we are, to see it, and then grow in that.
Yep. 100%.
And if we use ammunition and we fire shots at them, one, in that vulnerable moment, I think that hurt goes so much deeper than so many other circumstances of pain and hurt that we can cause
Yeah.
in relationships. But then also when you support that and you encourage that moment of protection and you encourage that moment of vulnerability, you can usually help speak life
Yeah.
into moments. You can speak confidence into moments. You can speak freedom of thoughts, mental issues that people work through all the time in those moments. So yeah, one, it's not just a, hey, maybe I need to be extended umbrella of protection, but also it's a, hey, when someone requests that of me, the words that I say can either be fuel to a fire that can go in so many different ways, or it can also be water to a
Yeah.
fire to help put out and
Yeah.
give peace,
Yep.
to give life in those ways.
Yeah.
So I see very much in a lot of what you're saying there.
Thank you.
There's a massive amount of trust, going back to what Greg said,
Yeah.
involved in this,
And
both ways.
And that's the huge thing. It's like, if you boil all this down, it comes down to the idea of trust. Like, and that's one of those things you just have to work and build. So, man, lots of stuff, lots of things we got into, more stuff we would want to get into. I know this is one of those topics we could just dig and dig and dig and dig and talk about for hours and hours and hours, and maybe we will at some point. And we'll hit back on this and dig into some more things. Because there's some practical things I wanted us to talk about that we didn't get to, and we're just strapped for time.
Maybe we'll throw a part 3 out there sometime.
Yeah, at some point we'll throw a part 3 out there. So thank you guys so much for listening. If you're still here, thank you. Make sure to, if you want to, go up, subscribe so that you get when we drop new podcasts. We try to do them every Tuesday morning, so you get those new ones every Tuesday morning. Follow us on all our socials. Interact with us. Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
thank
we'd
you
love to
guys.
hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us, and have a good day.
And go dogs.
Go
Dogs.
dogs.